Alright, welcome to the final portion of the Spongebob only playthrough, the now possible Spongebob only playthrough, I'm very proud to say. So one of the first things, absolute first things I did when I was writing out this run years ago, was face the inevitable challenge of actually being the final boss of the Bubble Bowl or Cruise Bubble. Back in that day, the two people that were really most doing stuff in this game, primarily Cole Udd and secondarily Andy Kogan, also known as It's Personal, also known as whatever he's using his name now. He's indecisive apparently. One of the things we had worked on was figuring out how to actually pass this. It turns out we actually found a skip very similar to the prawn skip for the first part of this fight, which is very convenient. I believe this was actually the first skip found of its type, where you could simply skip a boss by touching a certain point of space. So if you get to the second, or rather if you hit the enemy twice, hit the boss twice, which you can only hit it twice without using Cruise or Bubble Bowl, conveniently enough, you can actually have it top platform, use the critical speed from that to touch the point high up in the air. So now we get to the complicated part. Nobody had actually figured out how to get past this part, breaking the fuses in the brain. Turns out to beat this, you only need to break fuses in the brain, you don't need to break them anywhere else. But the thing was, there's a certain issue when you break the fuses. You see, by the way, skipping this way means you don't actually have to deal with the robot plankton, which is awesome. But we have no ranged attacks. And when we break a fuse in this brain, the hole for that one fuse, the entry into the brain for that one fuse, closes, and you can't get out. And you'll see this in a moment with regards to what I'm talking about. But someone managed to find a really convenient skip, an incredibly convenient and coincidental skip of sorts, a break of sorts, a sequence break, where you could actually break this one fuse, and then even though you'd be trapped in here, you could actually do something really nice. You can do a ledge grab to clip right through here. Nice. So now we're actually in the other tube, and we're free. But we want to break this fuse as well. But now we can't get out, so there was no way to do the Cruise Bubble or Bubble Bowl to break this thing in here when we were outside, so we had to break the fuse when we were inside, but now we're trapped. Well, what I found, this is what got Cole's attention for me, so he was actually willing to help me out with this in the first place. All those years ago was I found this little clip here. The game really doesn't like this little thing here. This is a really tricky clip to do. It's really hard to get the game to actually let you fall through here, believe me. It has taken me about 45 minutes before to reproduce it on console, between getting stuck there infinitely lots of times and things like that. But you can fall right through eventually. You fall right onto the tube that you want to break the fuse in. You can go right inside the other end of the tube. And look at this. From the other side, you break the fuse, and it's beautiful. So I found this glitch on console. I hadn't even moved on to emulator yet when I was figuring out how to beat this boss. I was playing on my 360 and everything, and I recorded on 360 as well. I still have the video up of me showing off how to do this when I first found it. And now I've officially been in this game Spongebob only, something that years ago I thought wouldn't have even been possible. In fact, like a week ago I wouldn't have thought would ever be possible. But here we go. And now it's just weird to think, because after all this time it's a thing that we managed to do. That's how much we messed up this game. We've actually hit a pretty good level of breaking so many things in this game, getting so many skips, and it's one of those games that just kind of keeps on giving for finding weird stuff for some reason. And sometimes if you're lucky you have odd sudden things happening. That one time Shift managed to somehow clip through the floor in this area. That was entertaining. He wasn't even touching anything, it was just on flat ground. Anyways. So, what is there to say about having done this whole playthrough? We have half the video left, and, well, we've actually finished the whole playthrough. So, this is really just time for me to talk about everything that went into this, and my surprise and pleasant feelings with having done this. See, this was pretty much the last of it. Me touching this game at all. This playthrough was actually born of me wanting to do some kind of rerun of this game, because I thought my Let's Play of this game, despite it being I think my second most viewed series on this site on YouTube, I always thought it was so horrendous and it turned out really badly. especially because I wasn't able to probably 100% the game because of a really unfortunate glitch. So I wanted to do another playthrough, but I didn't feel I could actually justify just straight up doing another playthrough without changing anything, so I wanted to make some kind of challenge playthrough. I was really into the idea of challenge playthroughs back in that day, and doing a unique playthrough in a way that nobody else had done it. So I thought, well, I'll see. I had recently just barely got into the idea of glitches in this game. I wasn't familiar with speedrunning or anything just yet, but my good old friend Stom, for those of you familiar with who he is, wanted me to figure out a way to do some interesting things in this game, because I'd been showing him, I had figured out that you could do some odd stuff, like lots of sequence breaks and whatnot. I showed him those things, and he ended up challenging me to get behind rock bottom, and I saw that video up, getting behind rock bottom, still made at his request, and that was when I discovered the Hans glitch on a video online, and things followed from there, and it just kind of kept on going. I eventually thought, after watching a bunch of Coled's videos, well, maybe we can do a Spongebob only run. So I tried it myself, initially routing out on my original Xbox and trying to do some horrendous, especially in rock bottom, some horrendous damage boosts that were terrible. And eventually switched over to emulator after watching Coled do the same thing on emulator. Lots of conversations with Coled, Andy Kogan, all those things, and eventually it ended in a run that I wasn't ever able to complete and just kind of left as it was. And then I came back to it years later. I was talking to Stom about it. I was saying, man, I really wish something would have come of this run and all the time put into it. He said, well, you might as well just show what you have so far, despite not being finished. I'm sure people would appreciate it. And, well, that's what I was doing. And then, well, somehow that ended up ending in this being completed. I was going to leave this as something for other people to complete in my stead, because I didn't expect to have completed it. But me putting up this video ended up in me finishing it days later. So it worked out, I suppose. Somehow, ever so strangely. Much thanks to people over in Shift's Discord that helped do that final little push to make this happen. Flair especially for having found one way to get a sock, the reliable way to get that sock in downtown, as well as confirming that we can get prawn. It was with him, with his help, that these last two spatulas became possible, in fact, so that is something that's greatly appreciated. But so now I managed to do this challenge playthrough, and I have a unique playthrough of Bikini Bomb that I did in fact do after coming back to the game that, well, nobody else can say they've actually done or offered or anything like that. Now, I don't really expect to play this game at all again, probably, maybe just for nostalgia on my own one day, but I don't intend to do it on YouTube anymore. I don't have anything much to do. I probably won't try to further develop the Power Crystal Crisis thing at all, because I just don't know how you progress anyways, but people are welcome to try their hand at that too. I'd love to see the results if someone can make it happen. Yeah! I just hated getting that 50 shiny object, that purple shiny object. But now I've actually made it happen, so I'll maybe just see if other people do cool things to this game and leave it be myself. Probably not do much anything with it on my channel anymore. I do have a challenge for anybody that would like to continue doing strange things in this game. It occurred to me as I was recording these that you could potentially do a pacifist run. What would that be like? You'd still have to skip the bosses, so you still wouldn't have the Crucible or Bubble Bowl, but you would also have Patrick and Sandy at your disposal. You just can't attack enemies. So how would you do that? Well, I planned it out. I think you could get 73 spatulas. Using all the tricks that you were shown in this playthrough, as well as using an additional trick to beat the Flying Dutchman in a way similar to Prawn, skipping the fight, but still actually getting the spatula for it. I think you could do that. 73 spatulas. If you guys could find those last two spatulas, I'd love to see it. Pacifist only run of Spongebob? That'd be pretty cool too. So that's my challenge for anybody that wants to try such a thing. Anybody that wants to find more weird things to do in this game that aren't just speedruns. Speedruns have never been the thing that I've done. If they're cool to watch, I love the tricks that go into them, but it's not something I would do myself. As a final tally of all the socks and spatulas we were able to get, and which ones we're not able to get, you can see we got the vast majority of the socks in this game. We got 70 out of 80 socks. That's kinda crazy. 70 out of 80 socks without using anything but Spongebob. No Cruise Bubble, no Bubble Bowl. That's crazy. That's a lot. That's mastery of a lot of this game, not to mention 75 spatulas. And every single last thing we're able to get in this playthrough counted towards finishing it too. We did not have a single spare extra sock, not a single extra spatula, no nothing. Barely possible. In any case though, thank you everybody for looking at everything that went into this. This was a labor of love, many hours put into this, and it was collaboration of many people even though I was on the recording and commentated it. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this game. I love the game. See ya everybody.